buried. Apologize, there appears to be an echo. I'm trying to track that down right now, so we're going to watch the action, and no voice until we get the echo figured out.
Thirty seconds left. Spike planted.
Cage triggered. One down.
One enemy remaining. Where are you? Mark 3.
Camera, cage triggered. Careful now. Cage triggered.
Spike planted.
Molly.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Satchel out.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Check. Alright, do apologize. Still trying to check to see if our audio is working correctly, but right now, Ackworth is leading 2-1 as Lone Tree's putting up a valiant attempt at attack. We'll see if they can carry forward to a win and try to tie up the match.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
See? Not that scary. Healing over here.
All right, Lone Tree able to tie it up 2 apiece as we finally get some of our audio issues taken care of. Or I could just stop talking entirely, I suppose. Taking a look at the map here on Pearl. 2 sites, A, B. Looks like they're going to go ahead and stack on the A site. Look over here, it looks like Ray's going to make the initial entry. Oh, Boombot! Unfortunately, with Boombot in the hands, no weapon to fire with as Echo Mage goes down.
Spike planted.
Welcome to my world. Grenade. Buckle up. We'll catch them. Satchel out. Bring them down.
Lone Tree trying to penetrate through the Viper wall, unfortunately going down 2 agents to 4, now 3.
One enemy remaining.
Sky, the last remaining Lone Tree player, facing a very steep uphill climb, gets 2 eliminations. Oh, unfortunately, trying to go for the hat trick and gets eliminated as Ackworth goes for the defuse, and we'll take a 3-2 lead.
Thrifty.
We need nothing but our gifts.
All right, going into round 6.
Dirija-se ao átrio da descoberta e desvenda as incríveis origens da nossa cidade, uma maravilha debaixo das ondas.
Lone Tree setting up for a mid-map approach as they are playing the patient game here and letting Ackworth try to expose themselves. Hanging out in the central courtyard. Buy phase is over. Oh, nope, there's a timeout. Pardon me. Looks like Ackworth has taken a timeout. All right, frozen at 1 second at the moment as the other team has taken a pause, probably for a client crash or something like that, but we will resume here in just a moment. All right, here we go. Lone Tree pushing hard up through mid.
I'll find you.
Raises Boombot, does not find anybody, but definitely advertises their position.
Satchel out.
Raze deploys the satchel, try to clear out the path, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and try to rotate through mid. Little difficulty with the blind going out. Echo trying to clear the back. Oh, gets the takedown. Lone Tree right now up 5-3. Agents. Well, let's see if they can clear a path onto A site. 44 seconds to plant, so still looking good. Looks like they're going to go ahead and rotate back to B site. And it looks like the enemy Raze is coming back to meet. Sky sends out her flash. Ooh, dangerous creep around this corner. Let's see if they pick up.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
All right, going for the plant, so they have good control of B site. And we see the Ackworth player kind of hanging out around mid. Not sure if they're going to go for the strategic save or if they're going to go ahead and try to save this map. Odds are stacked against them. A strategic retreat would probably be good to save their weapons. But it looks like they are going to push. And we're looking at Pollux, who is the Ackworth player. And Jet coming up from behind, and he gets eliminated. So Lone Tree leaving the action with 4 players intact on a successful attack ties the game at 3. And that should give him a decent position going into the bye round. As we see 5 lives still with a pistol. And it looks like Ackworth is going to try to do a save round. We see a ghost, but pretty much pistol rounds across the board. And it looks like Echo Mage is going to go up with a judge. All right, well, we'll see how that works out for him as we the timer clicks down. And Echo gets an immediate elimination. Sending out the boom bot. Sage wall on back. Jet taken out early. Echo Mage goes down to Pollux. 3v3 as Viper. Fade gets taken out. Sky.
One enemy remaining.
Trying to get the last elimination here against Pollux. Sends out the Wolf. They're not going to find him that way. Spike is down, so time ticking for Pollux, who looks like he might be trying to come in the backside. And doesn't matter as he gets taken out by 5 lives, and Lone Tree goes up 4 rounds to 3.
These parasites aren't going to take one step past this place.
Sky starting off the match with the spike. Hands it off to Jet. We'll keep an eye on Jet then, see where we're going. And Raze will probably make the initial entry. 10 seconds to go. Looks like they're going to push A site. We see not Brux there waiting for him. Raze will probably make a double blast entry here. It's a very tricky skill to master. And it looks like we're in a timeout again. Or, excuse me, a pause, not technically a timeout. Something must be going on. We'll have to wait it out, but we're frozen at the 10-second countdown as Ackworth takes another pause. All right, clock resumes, 5 seconds.
Let's make them dance. There.
So Raze changes her mind about the double bump. Goes ahead and throws the boom bot in. Oh, utility out, unfortunately, not a weapon, and that is going to cost him as Echo Mage gets taken out. Lone Tree not looking good odds here with just 2 agents remaining as they try to attack A site. The spike is not planted. Jet does have it, Solar Fox gets an elimination, trying to bring the agent count a little bit closer. Oh, there we go, as Jay Bicky gets a takedown twice. 1v1 as Sky is now looking to eliminate Brimstone. And the spike is down. Here comes the Wolf. Oh, and at least he sees where he's at. Here comes the Flash. Doesn't get the blind. Oh, but now it's a 1v1. Oh, gets the blind. Oh, and gets the elimination as Jay takes out the remaining Ackworth player. And Lone Tree going up 5 rounds to 3. There's a pretty big gap on this map between A and B site, so they definitely, you want to try to pick your defenses accordingly. So right now, Ackworth has a couple players covering over mid, 1 person in A site and 2 in B site. Lone Tree pushing to A site. Raze throws a grenade, sending in the boom bot through the Viper wall. Gets an elimination. 5 lives going for the plant. Echo Mage gets another takedown. Goes for a... Oh, Solar Fox gets one in on the action. 2. Oh, Echo Mage goes down, but right now 4v1. Lone Tree looking really good for this round. And it looks like Jet is chasing and gets the final elimination as Solar Fox takes out Not Brux, and Lone Tree goes up 6 rounds to 3. And looks like they're starting to carry a little momentum, so that'll be nice. All right, action starts here in this 10th round. Lone Tree looking pretty well kitted out. Ackworth also looking pretty stocked. Both teams pretty well evenly balanced to start, weapon and shield-wise. Raze sending in the boom bot. It triggers. They followed up. Solar Fox takes down Clue. And Lone Tree actually looking at a 5-2 advantage at the moment. Action happening so fast, I was having a hard time keeping track of it on the map. 1 player remaining, and Viper is sitting pretty. If they remember, oh, here we go. Fade sending out the utility, but it does not effective. Ackworth player advertised, and Solar Fox gets the elimination as Lone Tree now takes a commanding lead, 7-3, going into this 11th round. Not sure entirely where Lone Tree's going to push just yet. They could go in B site through mid. Doesn't look like they're going to push down B main.
There.
So as the clock tips, Raze with the boom bot at the ready, sends it. Oh, opposing boom bot waiting as Raze clears and throws a grenade with excellent placement, and unfortunately gets taken out, which truthfully is Raze's job as the prime entry fragger. Lone Tree through the blocker. Ackworth down to 2 agents. Lone Tree taking command of the map here as they have no opposition to B site. And they rotate in, and Ackworth still hanging around mid. I'm not sure they know where Lone Tree is at the moment. They seem to be cautiously searching.
Spike planted.
And now they know the spike is planted. They have to, yep, we can hear the beep from their position, so they have to know it's at B site, and they have a tall hurdle to try to get there and clear that site. So we'll keep an eye on it from Lone Tree side as the initial contact is made. Sky with the Hawk flash going out.
1 enemy remaining.
Ooh. And Jet gets eliminated. Almost Ackworth almost recovered that because they had some good takedowns, but Lone Tree was able to pull it off
Last
and
round
increases
in the
their
half.
lead to 8. Excuse me, leads to 5. Currently leading 8-3 in this last round before the swap. Most credits go out here. Next round will be a defensive. No, they'll be defending, as well as it'll be a pistol-only round. So it'll be a bit of an adjustment for Lone Tree, but they need to take advantage of this last round to try to get that much more of a gap while they're on the attack. All right, Rays in the back as Lone Tree tries to enter into A site, which is heavily defended, and taking heavy casualties in the process. Sky does not get taken down there, surprisingly enough, even though multiple players had a lineup on her. Jet, last remaining. Not the best odds, but not terrible. 1v2. This is totally doable, but unable to get the save as Ackworth pulls within 4, and we are Lone Tree's leading 8-4 going into the swap. So this will be a pistol round, as all entry rounds are. Lone Tree is now the green team, and Ackworth will be red as they are the attackers. So now it's Lone Tree's turn to defend, and it looks like a pretty good spread as they have 3 in the middle and 1 apiece on A and B site, which is a fairly good split. Gives them some alleys to rotate as contact is made. And it looks like Ackworth is going to try to push B site, and Jay Bickey will be here for the initial contact. So that has been communicated now. The other members will start to rotate back to B site as the point of attack. Five Lights taking some damage from the Rays grenade. Viper wall blocking sight. Lone Tree Viper throwing out their own molly into the mix. And Ackworth currently spread out pretty far. Lone Tree knows that they are rotating and is looking to meet them. Ackworth leaving a defensive player behind just to kind of throw things into confusion. And Jay Bickey goes down, unfortunately, to the distracting agent as Lone Tree looks to penetrate and clear A site.
30 seconds left.
Spike is going down.
Planted.
There's the
One
plant.
enemy
Oh,
remaining.
Echo Mage in good position gets the elimination, and it'll be an easy defuse as Lone Tree will take the lead 9-4.
Love explosions.
Lone Tree definitely in command of the game, but no way running away as Ackworth is putting up an amazing opposition. Definitely a hard-fought match.
They are mine.
All right, looks like Ackworth is going to split up the middle. Raze announces her presence by launching the boom bot, and Fade getting into the mix as well. All the utilities launched as they quickly retreat back to mid, but the position has been advertised, so we know where they are. Solar Fox getting a takedown. Oh, face to face. Unfortunately, he got taken out, but Lone Tree ultimately able to win, and Ackworth is going to have to pull off some more magic here as they're trailing by 6 going into this 15th round. Lone Tree only has to make it to 13 to win, and this is single elimination, so once winner of this match goes on to the finals. And I did say finals. I should have said semifinals. My apologies. We are not that far deep into the playoff tree just yet. Well, we're working on it. Echo Mage taking out the enemy Boombot from the enemy Mage.
Yeah, and then you can tell it how much to move, right? Based on that.
And Raise V Raise, Echo Mage takes that duel and peek in the corner. Try to find somebody else. And it looks like Dr. Horrible is about to engage, and he gets picked from the flank. So far 3v3 now. And trying to see who's closest in position here. Raze is a little high and outside. Spike has not been planted yet. And Raze hears the plant.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
And going in to clear the zone. Only two Lone Tree players remaining. Jay Bicky throwing out his flash. Didn't get a blind on that one either, as Echo Mage is also trying to get a takedown. Jay with the elimination on Clue. 2v2. Oh, Jay gets taken out. Echo Mage looking good on health. Takes the ult out and gets a takedown. There goes the last of the Ackworth players, as Echo Mage gets the final eliminations with his ult and goes for the defuse. Lone Tree now leading 11-4. 2 more wins, and that will secure the round. Winner of this match will go on to face the Draper Hydra for round 2. Lone Tree looking to be the favored to do that right now. Good weapons across the board. Long distance engagement there. And Jet looks to be engaging here fairly soon, as Solar Fox has a group to take care of. Lone Tree, or Ackworth playing a little conservative. Oh, Raze comes blasting in. Jet able to dodge. Briefly dodge. Getting taken down. As Ackworth does capture A site, and Lone Tree is going to have to work to break into A site. Ackworth has a pretty good defensive structure set up there.
No charges. Where are you?
Fade throwing in
Still waiting.
her utility. That'll identify some players. They're right there around the wall, but that wall is definitely going to be an obstacle here. And gets taken down by Pollux as Echo Mage gets an elimination. Echo, last player standing in a 1v2. Oh, was tossing the grenade. He was making entry, and unfortunately, Brimstone was there and got the elimination against Lone Tree. Ackworth now trailing 11-5 as they get a victory. And Lone Tree trying to close this out with 2 more victories. Ackworth hanging on. Just.
Where are they?
Ackworth pushing heavy on the B site. Jay Bicky with an operator. Knows they're coming. Takes out the Raze Boombot. Waiting for them to peek that corner. Oh, and Raze double blast. Jay kind of flanked in there. Oh, gets taken out. 2v3 as Echo and Jet are the last 2 players standing. Spike is down, so the pressure is on. They do need to get these eliminations to have a chance to get a defuse. And Jet, last one standing as Solar Fox gets the elimination on the enemy Raze, but unfortunately unable to complete, and Ackworth pulling a little bit closer, but still trailing by 5. Ackworth split, but the spike just kind of hanging out. Looks like they're trying to dynamically determine where they want to go. And it looks like they're going to play a slow game as they put up utilities and try to draw Lone Tree into the wrong zone. Lone Tree playing a patient game, sitting back and waiting and not rushing forward, which is to their advantage. Jet peeks that corner just a little too quick and gets eliminated. Lone Tree hanging out mostly in spawn at the moment. Ackworth Spike also near their spawn. Nobody really pushing too hard. Lone Tree disadvantage currently 5 agents to 3. 30 seconds remaining to plant the spike as Ackworth makes the push towards B. Sky firing through the smoke, trying to get an elimination. Last 2 Lone Tree players remaining. Fade also trying to make something happen, gets an elimination as Dr. Horrible takes down Not Brux. 2v3, but the odds are still not looking good with this smoke in place.
Last player standing.
Sky last one standing as Ackworth looking to pull just that much closer. And Jay unable to hang on against 3 opponents as Ackworth is now trailing by 4. 11-7. Lone Tree has lost the last 3 matches, and the momentum has definitely shifted to Ackworth. They're going to have to pull this out
Anyone feeling generous?
and just push through the last 2 wins. Hopefully they can make it happen. Ackworth definitely putting up a fight and not just rolling over. Solar Fox going down as Ackworth pushing heavy into A site. Although they do retreat slightly. It looks like they are not going to do a fast approach and rather taking the slow approach. Fade, possibly getting ready to find Cypher there.
Find you. Bring them down.
Viper also helping with the double up, and it does look like the Ackworth is going to try to rotate and go to B side after all. Raze hanging out here in mid, covering the open ground. Lone Tree taking 2 losses so far at the disadvantage now, 3 agents to 5, and taking damage from the Raze grenade.
30 seconds left.
And it is not looking good here for the home team as they try to get some eliminations and help clear up this opposition as Echo Mage goes down to AO. Jay Bicky, last player standing. Oh, gets taken out to the Cypher, who was able to sweep to the side and avoid getting taken out. Ackworth mounting a comeback and what looked to be almost an assured victory for Lone Tree. But 4 straight victories. Ackworth has some serious momentum as they close the gap. Lone Tree still leading 11-8, but a lot of game left to play at the rate we're going right now. Lone Tree in a save round. This will definitely not help them get forward, but it will give them some credits as they are very low on credits right now and unable to buy good weapons. So Lone Tree playing at a disadvantage this round, unfortunately. Oh, Echo Mage does not take damage, diving through the assault.
Spike
Ackworth
planted.
planting. Lone Tree putting up a good resistance. Looking pretty solid here. Oh, unfortunately, it just rotated just that fast, and Lone Tree very disadvantaged now as Solar Fox is the final last standing and unable to take out Brimstone. And Ackworth now within 2, as Lone Tree really needs to do something to start pulling ahead. Ackworth almost tying.
Time to work.
Ackworth with a slow push to A site. Fade the nearest one to make contact as Ackworth starts to push very slowly. We see the Viper trail on the stairs. Oh, that may just be the Justice part of the scenery, never mind. But they definitely know they're there now because Fade makes the aggressive entry. Lone Tree Solar Fox gets taken out. Ackworth going for the plant. 2 Lone Tree players down. Ackworth still flawless at the moment. As the spike goes down and the timer starts ticking. Sky sending out the wolf to get a lay of the land. Sees it. See if it makes a difference. Ice crystals down, which will slow their approach. Dr. Horrible with the takedown. Sky throws out the wolf again. 5 lives diffusing. Here comes the Brimstone. Oh, it's going to take out 2 players. Rayson's in the ultimate, and Lone Tree not going to get the defuse. Not going to matter as Ackworth takes down the last Lone Tree player. As they pull within 1. Lone Tree still leading 11-10, but have not had a victory in the last 6 rounds. Ackworth definitely with all the momentum right now as they have gotten themselves dialed into a winning strategy. Lone Tree needs to decipher that. They are running out of time to take this win. Raise Boombot out. Echo Mage not advertising his position as the bot falls apart. Oh, goes for a long distance. Oh, engagement. And Ackworth just waiting around the corner. They knew he was there, and then they rushed, and he was unable to overcome those odds. Still no plant. Jet looks to be in imminent contact here. $50 for Ackworth to plant as 2 are pushing up. The odds are not in Jet's favor though. She can probably get the 1, but getting 2
Eyes down.
may be a challenge. Oh, does some damage, but unable to take out the enemy Raze, who is heavily damaged in that engagement, but unfortunately still moving. So
30
Sky
seconds left.
and Viper last remaining, and they are nowhere near to blocking the spike. 24 seconds, plenty of time right now for Ackworth to make the plant, which they are about to do here in B site. There goes Clue. Lone Tree identifies the site, gets the takedown. One enemy remaining, plenty of time here if they can get this final elimination.
Scout destroyed.
They know where they scouted out, they know where the other player is. So now they just got to peek. Here going for the blind, does not get it.
Here.
Viper and Sky both heavily damaged.
Blinded.
Oh, they get the blind off
Player standing.
as Clue takes down 5 lives. Jay's going to have to rush in there because the timer is rapidly increasing. Oh, he gets the takedown, but he's got to get the defuse. Does he have enough time? And it seems like he does. And they are going to get a victory as Lone Tree pulls within 1 of the round. They need 1 more win for match point. Ackworth, though, has been putting up a bit of a comeback clinic, so let's hope that this is a bit of a turnaround here for Lone Tree and they can pull off just 1 more. They do have to win by 2, so this is match point, but if Ackworth wins a couple more, we're going to wind up going into advantage in and advantage out rounds.
Time to mobilize my pack.
Solar Fox waiting in a good position. Ackworth dividing their troops. Looks like they're going to do a soft push into A just to kind of test the waters. Jay avoiding contact at the moment. As Jet backs away from A site slowly. Ackworth knows they cannot have any mistakes because if they lose this match, that is the end of it. So both teams playing very cautious. All right, smoke goes out. They push in. Jet gets eliminated as A-Site is now obviously the target. And Lone Tree
Spike planted.
coming into the defense. J-Bicky assaulting A-Site from the backside. Utilities flying left and right. Line of sight blockers everywhere.
Standing.
Oh, Ackworth taking 1 loss gets the victory and pulls within 1. Still match point, but this is it. If Lone Tree loses this match, Ackworth will be tied and they will have to win by 2. So this is their last chance to be within 1. And they really need to close this out at this point because Ackworth has just been turning on the heat for the last 7 rounds.
What's this?
Another soft push. Looks like they're going to go with the same strategy they had last time. Raze looks like she might be... Oh, makes contact, turns around and retreats. Ackworth knows they've been seen, but is not pushing hard yet as Raze goes back to try to identify where the Ackworth team is hiding. This corner is going to be dangerous. And Ackworth is rotating. Oh, and identified the spot. Echo Mage throws out the grenade. Doesn't look like a good plant, unfortunately. And Lone Tree knows that they're rotating now. And going back to B site, Jay on the defense gets the blind, taking some damage through the smoke. They don't see him, but unfortunately some rounds make it through. 5 lives with the first kill. Clue takes down Jay. 4v4 as we assault B site. 5 lives with another elimination. Wall goes up. He gets eliminated. 2v3. Ackworth down to the last 2 agents. Oh, Solar Fox gets a takedown.
Player standing.
No.
Remaining. 10 seconds.
1 enemy remaining, but the spike has not been planted yet. 6 seconds. They got to prevent that spike. Oh, and they do not get the... Oh, my goodness. Almost had the prevent, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. Ackworth ties it up 12 apiece as we now go into overtime. Lone Tree now needs to win 2 rounds in a row in order to win. So close that last match. It was right there, and unfortunately, Ackworth snatched it back.
They're fierce.
Now that we're in overtime, Lone Tree is going on the attack, so they are red again. So Lone Tree has to plant the spike, and then they will swap sides. Lone Tree had a pretty amazing record while they were on the attack. So let's see if this does give them an advantage. Currently, though, Lone Tree is spread out, so looks like Jay Bickey's going to have some imminent engagement here. Gets the elimination there. And Lone Tree looking pretty solid, so attack appears to be their wheelhouse. 5 lives going for the plant. As Ackworth trying to put up a defense. Pollock's the last agent remaining. Ray's looking to get a takedown, doesn't get it. 5 lives right here. Oh, gets picked as he swings a little wide too quickly. And Pollock's looking to take some action there, but gets taken out. Echo Mage clears it as Lone Tree now goes up 13-12. And now Lone Tree going on the defense for the match point. So Lone Tree now green. I know it gets confusing as they switch sides, but defense is always green. Attack is always red. Lone Tree now on the defense for this overtime match point. Let's see if they can close out the action right here.
There.
Ackworth kind of hanging around spawn, taking a very slow approach. Looks like Cypher is going up to A site. Oh, and AO gets the drop on Jay Bickey. Let's see if Echo Mage can make something happen. Jet also getting ready to peek the corner here off of A site. Imminent engagement here for Echo Mage. All of the Ackworth players are right there. Solar Fox, oh, and a bad angle. Gets eliminated. Heavy action. Raze and Viper, last 2 standing as a 2v3. Ackworth going for the plant.
Spike planted.
Raze coming from the backside, loading, gets caught loading, unfortunately, and is unable to get the shot off and gets eliminated in the process. Viper and a 1v3, not great odds. And it looks like we may be going back into the overtime.
Toxins going up.
Viper sends a toxin wall up and gets picked at the spike as they sweep a little fast around the corner. And Ackworth ties back up at 13 as we go back into overtime. Lone Tree back on the attack.
Here. Here. Here.
Wall goes down. Lone Tree pushing a little towards B side, but not overly committing. Raze looks to be sweeping ahead and try to clear out any traffic. Oh, identified the target. Takes out the wolf and the boom bot. But they definitely know that Raze is there. Echo trying to clear out the hallway. Gets grenaded back in the process. Nobody planting yet, but looks like B-side will be the one. Echo Mage gets taken out. 3v4. Lone Tree with the advantage. Spike is planted, not down. Don't want to give that impression. And Lone Tree trying to hold B site as 5 Lives is getting ready to engage around the corner here. Brimstone goes down. Cypher gets the trade.
One enemy remaining.
Sky in place, 2v1. Sky and Fade there. AO diffusing, sending in the wolf. They see the recon, get the elimination. Lone Tree back on the advantage as Lone Tree returns to the defense and trying to close out
Match point.
what's been a very well fought
Hard yakka.
match.
Standing in between us and victory.
Lone Tree clustered a little bit more around mid this time, not as spread out as they try to identify Ackworth's point of entry. And Ackworth taking a 3-2 split, sending the 3 to A side to try to fake out the defenders. Spike on B side of spawn, but no team or Lone Tree not overcommitting and just playing the patient wait and see. They know they're there. Some activity. Looks like the spike is going to migrate over to A site as Lone Tree holding their ground at the moment. Blinds going out. Echo Mage just kind of hanging out midfield. Fade throwing the utility out, seeing if they get the blind. We can see Ackworth just kind of hanging out on the other side of the wall. Lone Tree doesn't know they're there necessarily. And Ray's about to get engaged here by Cypher.
Oh, there's a camera,
30 seconds left.
Tries to go for the wall bang, doesn't get it. Echo takes down the duel, and they start to push into A site, and they try to rush and get the plant. Clue going for the plant. Lone Tree 3v3. Plant going down. Echo that gets the grenade off. 2v. Oh, and they didn't get the plant. 10 seconds remaining. Defenders win, and that takes the match as Lone Tree is able to pull off a final victory and take the round. That was an amazing match. Very hard fought. Well fought, Ackworth. Lone Tree is going to make it on to the semifinals as they do take down the Ackworth team 15-13. Good job, Lone Tree. We will be back for our second round. And let me go find out when that is.